Hey guys, my name's Nikki and I'm going to welcome you here to Carry Grace. Alright, so we are at the beginning of a new month and I decided that I wanted to do something a little bit different for my videos for the month of March. For the month of March, I'm going to be walking you through each zone for the Flylady system. Alright, so right now, starting today, we're going to be doing Zone 1 and I'm going to walk you through everything that I get done this week for Zone 1. Alright, so if you follow the Flylady system, Zone 1 includes, now I'm going to be looking down at my phone so that I don't miss anything, but Zone 1 includes your entrance, your front porch, and your dining room. Now, some of you, I know you've kind of tweaked your zones and made them work for your home, so if yours don't match up exactly to the Flylady system, that is totally okay. I did want to let you know, I am not going to be doing my front porch. That is a job that my kids handle, so I don't mess with the front porch, but I am going to be working on my entrance and my dining room. Now, both of those are at the back of my house. We actually enter through the back of our house, and so I'm going to be doing that zone, but our dining room is also at the back of our house, so it kind of works out really well for that to be my Zone 1. One thing that I want to remind you about zone cleaning is to set your timer. Make sure that you are setting your timer for 15 minutes. Ideally, you're going to work in each zone for 15 minutes once a day throughout the week. So the way I typically do mine is on Monday, I do my weekly home blessing hour, and then on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I like to do about 15 minutes of zone cleaning in the zone that I'm in. Now this week, for the purposes of filming this, I'm actually going to do it all at once. So for me, that's going to be about an hour of cleaning. So I'm going to put mine together. Now, if you work outside the home or if your schedule doesn't allow for you to do 15 minutes each day, it's okay to just say, hey, I'm going to do 1 hour of zone cleaning for the week and do it that way. Some people like to break it up in a couple of days and they'll do kind of 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there. 15 minutes is ideal though. That way you're not doing a lot of cleaning every day. So I did just kind of want to point that out. So just make it work for you. The other thing that I want to point out is if you are not through decluttering your house, like if you have a lot of clutter, the first thing that you should be doing is not zone cleaning. You should actually be decluttering. Set your timer for 15 minutes a day, and whatever zone we're in, just declutter. Get rid of the piles, get rid of the junk, declutter. And eventually, once you have worked through all the clutter, then you can jump into the actual zone cleaning, which is kind of like your deep cleaning. If you are not familiar with the Flylady's detailed cleaning list, you can go to her website and find that. I'm not going to read all of it to you, but basically what I'm going to be doing is just kind of a deep, thorough clean from the top of the room down to the bottom of the room. So you're going to dust like in corners. You're going to make sure that you're getting rid of cobwebs, like up above windows, in corners, light fixtures, all the things that you don't necessarily do on a weekly basis. You're going to start at the top and then you're going to work your way down. I don't have a lot to do in my dining room. It's actually one of the areas that doesn't take me that long because there's just not a whole lot of stuff in here. The thing that takes me the longest is doing like a really thorough dust of my built-ins, but y'all will see me do that. I'm also going to make sure that I take a few minutes to go through our coat closet. I need to straighten up shoes in there and things like that. So I'm going to turn the camera around in just a minute, but this month, for the month of March, like I said, each Monday I'm going to be walking you through each zone for zone cleaning. So this week is Zone 1 and we are working on the entrance, front porch, and the dining room. So let's get busy. Alright, so here is a quick look around the room. You can see I'm starting with a mostly straightened up room. That wood is for a project that we will eventually get to at some point. Here's my dining room. I'm going to zone cleaning here, and then I'm also going to straighten up this closet. This is our coat closet where we hang up our coats and put shoes and things like that as we come in. It is definitely not terrible, but it does need a little bit of straightening and some cleaning out. So I'm going to start my timer for 15 minutes and we are going to get started on the closet. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to pull out the hangers. We've got some extra hangers in here. I'm going to pull them out and kind of put them on one side. I am going to kind of straighten up some of the coats. There's a few things that are kind of falling off hangers, and I'm just going to kind of do a quick tidy. I did pull the shoes out. I'm going to grab my vacuum so that I can do just a quick vacuum in here. This tray that has shoes on it, it gets pretty dirty, so I like to vacuum it, and then once it's pulled out, I like to just kind of do a quick vacuum in the closet. I like to kind of get in the corners or just under where the shoes are, and it just keeps this closet nice and tidy. Now that the coat closet is all tidy, I like to start dusting at the top of this room. I have this kind of microfiber duster thing. I've had this for a long time, but it's a very useful tool. It does a really good job. I like to just kind of run it up against the crown molding, run it down the corners, and again, I do like to start up high first. That way all the dust can fall down, and I go ahead and do the light fixture, and then I'm just going to continue around the room real quick. Once I have dusted at the very top of the room, I like to go ahead and dust the things that are on the walls. These plates, I like to make sure that I hit these every month because I know that if I didn't, they would get grimy, but because I make sure that I take the time and do it each month, they do not build dust up on them. So now I'm going to move to my built-ins. My built-ins, this is where I have my ginger jars and vases, all my blue and white pieces. I like to take everything off just kind of one at a time. I dust the piece and then I dust underneath it and then I put everything back. I am using an e-cloth that I have sprayed with a little bit of Mrs. Meyer's all-purpose cleaner. I just like the way it smells. I get the cloth just a little bit damp. It's not really wet, but it does a great job of picking up all the dust and getting rid of fingerprints and all of those things. So I'm just going to continue to go through this bookcase and get everything dusted off. Once the built-ins are done, I'm going to continue to make my way around the room, just wiping all of the knickknacks and furniture down. Now, one of the things on the Flylady list is to polish your furniture, your wood furniture. Now, I have found that I really prefer this method better, just using an e-cloth that has just a little bit of cleaner on it and just giving everything a really good dust. Now, I have used furniture polish, things like Indust and things like that in the past, and while I don't dislike them, I feel like I like this better. So I'm not saying that I won't ever do that, but for now, this is what I'm enjoying and how I like doing it. I really like that I can just kind of use this for everything in here. I'm not having to switch between products, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so my timer just went off, my first 15-minute timer. So here I'm going to finish what I'm doing and then I will restart my timer and get going again. Here you can see I am using the same e-cloth and Mrs. Meyer's cleaner on my table. This is a wood table that has been sealed with polyurethane, and like I said, I really like that I can just kind of use this product on everything. I'm going to dust my centerpiece. It's just a very simple centerpiece, and then I'm going to give my chairs a good wipe down. We do not eat at this table regularly, so I do like to give these chairs just a good wipe down to just get rid of all the dust. They are black. They do have a glossy finish, so when people touch them, they do have fingerprints on them. So, like I said, I like to just give them a good wipe down. Everything has now been dusted and wiped down thoroughly, so I'm going to work on these windows. I also use an e-cloth for the windows. These are just like the side lights next to my door. I use a damp cloth and then I dry it with the e-cloth polishing cloth, and it gets rid of any streaks. There's no fingerprints, anything like that. It works really well. So I'm going to do that, and then when I'm done with that, I'm going to take my other e-cloth that I was using, just the all-purpose e-cloth, and I'm going to go back around the room again, and I'm going to wipe down all of the doorknobs, kind of the door jambs where people tend to touch things, my light switches and things like that, so everything will be wiped down. Alright, so again, we start at the top of the room and we work our way down. Now I'm going to go through and just kind of give my baseboards just a quick wipe down. I don't always use like a damp rag. I have found that using this little duster that I used up in the top corners, it actually works really well to just do a quick wipe on my baseboard, so I usually do that. My rugs don't need to be washed this time, but they do need a good shake, so I'm going to take them outside. I'm going to shake them out, let them sit in the sun and kind of just air out for just a little bit, and then we're going to work on the floors. I need to move the chairs out from under the table. I want to give everything a really good vacuum. I'm going to get in the corners really well, and then I will give everything a really good mop. Alright, so my 15-minute timer is going off again, and I'm going to restart it. You guys, you can get so much done in just 15 minutes. Now again, I told you that today, this particular week, I am doing this kind of all in one day, but I am setting the timer and restarting it so that you can see how much you really can get done in just 15 minutes. Alright, so down in the comments, I would love for y'all to tell me how long you have been doing the Flylady system. I started the Flylady system this time around back in September. I started in September and I went through the 31 baby steps. I did that first, then I added in my weekly home blessing hour and also zone cleaning, and so far things are still going really well. I've been doing this now for several months, and y'all, it's still not perfect. There are some weeks that I don't get around to the weekly home blessing hour. Sometimes I do it really well on Monday. Other weeks I kind of break it up through the week. It really just kind of depends. The last couple of weeks I've had a really hard time getting to zone cleaning. I'm not really sure why. We've just kind of had a lot going on, and it's just kind of taken the back seat to some things. So that's kind of why I really wanted to focus on this for March, because I really want to get back in the groove of doing my zone cleaning. But y'all, this is not about perfection. This is about progress. Our goal, or my goal, is to just get better every day.
The mop that I'm using today is the O-Cedar Spin Mop. I do really like this mop. Another mop that I use regularly is the E-Cloth mop pad. I put that on a different mop head that I have, and I like to use it for really quick jobs. But I did want to let y'all know that I have all of these products listed down below in my Amazon storefront. Now, I'm not trying to sell you guys a bunch of things, but I do talk about the products that I use because I like them, and some of you ask questions about them. So if you see me using something, I do have it listed so that you can find it very easily. Alright, so mopping the floor in here is pretty much the last thing that I needed to do. So you can see I've got a few minutes left on my timer. I'm going to pause this. I'm going to wait for my floors to dry. Then I'm going to go outside. You can see it's already dark outside. It got dark really quick. I'm going to grab my rugs that I shook out, and I'm going to lay them back down. It feels really good to get back on top of my zone cleaning, and I'm super excited to have this done.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you're new to my channel and not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. Also, if you're new to Flylady and maybe you want to, instead of starting with zone cleaning, maybe you want to start with the 31 baby steps. I have a whole playlist of the Flylady's 31 baby steps where I worked my way through them. It's a great place to start, so I'm going to leave that linked below. Alright guys, thanks so much, and I will see you next week.